The half-life. How can I put you into the context of where my mind sits right now? What am I doing right now? Are you interested to know what I am doing? I will explain what I am doing. If you show up late, you'll be into the time of the doing. I analyze, looking for the parts and the pieces, or finding the parts and the pieces that when I begin to connect them together through the rule book, I have this rule book that I'm going to share with everybody. I'm going to tell you where you can get this rule book that I follow. It's a crazy rule book. Oh my God, there's so many of them. And that maybe not enough. And it's so easy because in this rule book, you're already going to know that it's fair. See, my numerology, okay, my numerology, my astrology, the zodiac, the reading of the constellations is what I'm going to do. What I do is I put before thee. I put before thee. I'm going to explain what that means. I put before thee. I'm starting to lose. Every time I'm setting up, I'm losing my. Wow. So let me see if I can do this here. I'm out of school with a 33, 110% more than the half-life that I am. Why am I the half-life? I'm already born in a coffin. I'm split up between two realms. I'm split up between two realms, born on the coffin. Inside this shape over here, in which they might finish it off saying it is a triangle, if you find this in a deck of cards, it will be the ace. What do? I analyze, I find pieces and parts, and then what I do is a little numerology. I do a little mathematics, a little numerology. Then I look for where all the smart people with diplomas are. Then I look for some of the amateurs and professionals. So I can understand that in order to get these diplomas or names of requency, which means a name that is, wow, I can't even say it. I can't even say I can't even say it, but let's think of rectangle. Rectangle, and then we have the triangle. Because the rectangle and triangle, they're mathematics. We can make them on the 45-degree angle, just like the spade. Spade equals to 45. Did you know that the word spade in French, right, says PIQ? Seriously, it says, but it's not said as PIQ, but just so you can understand it, it's pick. Pick means like a needle. Pick is a spade. Pick is like an upside-down heart with a stand to go onto it. It's also, when I say PIQ, it's P16 and I09. Now, what do they have in common? They are reflections of themselves. So this is what we found right now. Let me set this up a little bit better than what this is. Let me see if I can do this. Let me see if I can do this and this. I want to see if I can get my two cameras to see this one hand in the center. Now this is not seeing the hand in the center. Okay, now it is. Okay, well, yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. So what it is because I needed to get this item here. See that item out of here? This cube. The reverse on this cube, 3, reverse 4. 3, reverse 4. How are you doing, Rick? Shakri, Lakul, hello. How are you? The other one says bye. Bye is hi. Who knows how high? I don't know. Goodbye, hello. Okay, saying goodbye to the outside world, coming into this world. Where'd you go? I went outside. But how are you inside? No, I'm not inside. I went outside. The difference between you and me, okay, between inside and outside. Somebody might say, I'm going inside the outside. The other might say, I'm going inside the inside. I mean, it's almost like saying plus, 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 minus, 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 plus, minus. You know, there's three houses that are equal, right? There's three houses that are equal. Whoa, made a mistake here. There's two houses that are equal. Here's the three houses. Well, I'm not sure if you can see it in there. Let me take this back screen off. See this over here? Let me turn this around. I need to make sure. I need to hold it here. So that is not. That's not. No. Let me change around my cameras a little bit. Let me change around my cameras. Just give me a second here. Okay, this one must go like that, and I think this one can be held up this way. So if I put my hand here, I think I can put my hand here. Okay, this is good. I can show my hand off like that. That's good. We looked at this dice. 3. The opposite side of 4. The separation between the two is what? When I count 1 from 3, it goes to 4. If I go halfway, they both meet at 3.5. Therefore, they are in the same wholeness of the number. They are in the same wholeness of the number. This is what I do. I find the mathematical understanding, and then I find the situation, whether it be a nose, 2 eyes, 2 ears, that if I split my face in half, I would still have 1 ear in each house. They are still whole. If I split my face in half, I still have my eyes, okay? 1 in each house. That's whole. But if I split it in half, my nose, I only have 1 nose with 2 nostrils. 1 nose, can we call that Luna? Right? I got 1 nose. I got a separator. Can we call, what would we call it? Would we say 1 is used for the extremity, for the holes to pass? Is Luna covering up for something? Is Luna, anal, or moon covering up for something? Mars has 2 moons, the 4th planet. Earth has 1 moon, the 3rd planet. We pan out the area of space we are involved in is panning out. And as you pan out your movements, right, in those 3 houses, it's actually 2 houses, but there was a house made in between the 2 houses. Oh, it says I can invite. I'm not sure if somebody's there or somebody came on. I don't know how that works, but just give me a minute. Let me see. 313, 314, wow, wow, wow. 264. Right, that's 132. That's, I think 264 is part of 44. $264, 44 times 6 equals 264. I think it's part of the Vega card of our computers, right? Just want to go back and look at everything up here. How's everybody doing? Where was I? Oh my God, I can't believe I just did that. Yes. I don't know where that came in, but anyways, this is what I'm going to tell you. The wolf is going to blow the 3 pigs' house down. So we have to remember pig. Pig is 977, right? 77 is power. 77 is matter. 77 is what they call that Christ or Christ fluid that comes up through your neck. When we separate area, this area is a PP area, a PM area, a PM area, and an MNN area. 44. This one's 33, 44. Mars and Earth are in this one singular area space. 4 spaces, A, B, C, D. And then the E goes in the center of them all. That's one of the pieces of art. Just give me a minute. What is PP? PM is plus minus. Plus plus, plus minus, minus minus. The 13th letter and the 13th letter, 26, dog. 1 and 3, 1 and 3. 13th letter, 1 and 3, 4. 13th letter, 1 and 3, 4. The P is the 16th letter, 1 and 6, 7. The M is the 4th letter. PP 77, Christ. And guess what? 74 is Jesus Christ. This is for teen. This is for teen space. There are 3 moons. 2 moons of Mars in existence, but 1 moon of Earth. My understanding of the nose, which when you split the nose in half, it shows me that the nose is part of 2 different worlds. It is taken within it. It took within it, right? If I took away my nose, right, like the pig's nose is something else. The pig's nose already shows you. The pig's nose already shows you Mars, right? And the pig nose Mars, okay, is going to have an association to Earth. The pig's pregnancy is 333, all about this cube. Our nose, because of the 2 holes, right, and because of our 60-second clock, because of the 60-second clock, because of the 60-second clock, half of 60 is 30, then it's 15, then it's 7.5. But at the same time, it's 100%, which is 50%, which is 25%, which is 12.25%. I need to be able to, hold on a second. I need to move my bag up here, I think. How you doing, Jenny? Hello, Andromeda Palazzoso. How are you? Andromeda, constellation, if I understand correctly, 7286, where Pegasus is the unicorn. Now, when we get to the nose, the 2 nostrils, let's think of the wolf. Let's think of Mars. Let's think of 22, ape, and go green. So we know if we go ape and go green, we're going to have to go ape, go green. 22. I'm going to stop that there. I'm going to hopefully get back to it. I just want to get back to the nose. I don't know if it's showing up in both cameras anymore. No, hold on a second. I need to center this between both cameras. I don't know why it's not. But anyways, we're going to do it on one. I'll show it on the other. 60, 100% of the 60 seconds of time. 30 is half a minute, which is 50% of the 60, which is of 100%. 15 is what is 1/4 to what is 60. But it is 1/2 to what is 30. The difference between here and here is 20%. Is that correct? 20% of this How come, or is that, sorry, is it, how do we get here? We have to double it up. Okay, I'm not going to do that. There was another calculation I was doing. So we see how this comes in. Here, this is Mars. This one's going to be Earth. Earth is the 100% possible of life we're living. 25 represents Earth Jack. It's a plug-in. 15 over here is going to represent Saturn square. Our vibration is being held right over here. Why am I only showing 4 numbers? Here I'm showing 5 numbers. When I show 4 numbers, I'm going to run that. See this cube here? There are 4 sides. If I show 5, it's plugged in. And if I show 6, it's standing like this. And when it's standing like this, this is where your 333 comes in. All the corners are 3, 3, 3, 3. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. All of them. Below corner, above, in between. Above corner, in between corner. Whoop, let me see if I got that. Let me hold it properly. Let me see if I can hold that properly. So we have middle. We got lower. We got higher. We got middle, lower, and higher. 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. This is a magical instrument. My Bible, the truth. Did you want to get invited? Oh, how did that work? It just disappeared. I'm not sure if the people want to get invited or what. If you want to come up, I'll accept you. We can get on, or you know what? Just give me 2 more minutes. I want to keep expressing the no's, right? Before I get to my Bible. So at the end, the beginning of connecting that is over here, and then the percentage is over here. I have to understand a little bit more about what this is. I know what it tells me. This is going to connect me to the electric moon. The 234 runs my vibration, my creation in Mars. There are 4 months of 30 days. Our basic creation is what is 6 and 3. Nothing comes together until 1 meets 2 equaling to 3. Bringing these 2 together. This is a half-life area. I'm not sure if I'm explaining that properly because it makes sense, but there's no mathematical constant to it. 1 between 2, okay, is going to equal to our one-face creation of 3 and 6. We use 2 cubes in this game. Death brings upon the death of a die. We go back to the 1 cube and the 1 world order that we were in, or the 1 world we are from. A whole world, a communication center within its own. Learning these magical cubes. So I want to get back to why I said before that when I got out of school, I am 110%, okay, of my half-life. I like to refer to these as the moons. The 1 moon of Luna. Whoop. Okay, no, somebody invited me to co-host. I don't know what that means. I think I have to go and co-host right now. Anyways, I can't do it right now. There's a guest waiting, but if you give me a couple of minutes and let me finish what I had to say. Okay. So when we get to the wolf, the numeric value for wolf is 56. Do you see the 1 and 2? What you need for creation? Well, look at the opposite side, right? I'm going to show you the 1 and 2. I don't want you to think that it's trickery. Okay, I'm going to move it twice. The minute I move it once, you're going to see a 6 and then a 5. Because the opposite of 3 is going to be 11. Now, if you want any confirmation from that, go to the game of pool and you will see the 3 solid and you'll see the 11 stripe. Stripes and solid. And I like to write this down, stripes and solid. So I like to think the solid as a pancake. And I like to think of the stripe as a donut. Okay, I need to find more understandings how to differentiate what a stripe looks like around the white of the ball. both balls, right, are black and white. They have the black writing, right, or the black number, right? Let's call it the black numbers. And just because I'm on pull before I go back to the nose, that because it touches everything, the game of pool, is that there are 7 balls of a single digit. Then there is the 8 ball, okay, which is 1 ball, right, which is the 8 ball of the single digit. Then you have the 9, which is a stripe of a single digit. Then what you have is the 10, the 11, the 12, the 13, the 14, and the 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 6 balls with double digits. There are going to be 12 digits. On one side, there's going to be 12 plus 1. 15 is 2, 14 is 2, 13 is 2, make that 6. 12 is 2, 11 is 2, 10 is 2, make that 12, plus the singular digit. We have a total of 13. So let's figure out that our birth made up the 13th month, right? Our birth makes up the 13th month. Therefore, we have to understand why we have 13 moons and only 12 months, because we run the 12 months to our birthday. If you want to run under the cycle of the moon, the cubic moon, I'm going to show this on one tablet first, right? I don't think we can see with my phone over here, so let me see if I can, just give me a second. I want to see if I can do this. Let me see if I can do this. I think this is it. We have 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. That's where the cat and the communication comes in, okay? We have 6 days, okay, of 28 hours, or 6 by 28. They both equate to 168, the number of hours in a week. If we're coming out of, without the moon, with the moon creation, right, we run the moon cycle creation with the 6. We run through the moon. We need the 7th day to have 168 hours in the week. Do you remember I showed you number 44? 4 times 4, 4 plus 4 is the 16 and 8. This one is double this one. 1/3 of 24, 2/3 of 24. The 20-minute periods in hockey. Over here, I have 4 times 21 equaling to 84. Here I have 3 by 28 equaling to 84. 2 times 84, 168. So we see the way the two of them go together. Now when you look at 7 and 3, that's 10, and 6 and 4, 10. Crossing through 5 and 5. It's a crossing in the, I don't have, oh, here. Right over here. See the 7 and 3? 9 and 1, 4 and 6, 8 and 2. You all cross through the number 5. We cross through the number 5, right? We cross through the E worlds. It becomes J, right? On your first double cross, or your first crisscross, you get the J letter, and you cross through the 5th letter, so you get JE. When you're crossing through that A letter, the ace, the sun, right? When you cross through it, you connect what is this shoe form over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you connect the top. You will create an S. You will create this area over here, the U, and the word Jesus. It comes out of here. It comes out of your passageway through these numbers. These numbers related to this cube. When I said, hello, Watkins, when I said 3476, when you saw the numbers 3476, that's the diameter of the moon in kilometers. Here is the 28-day cycle. The 21 is a reflective of the cube. One cycle of this, right? I need 4 of these, right? The dots. In order to create this situation, I need 4 of them. And in that 4 cubes, I am only going to get 3 cycle moons, equaling to 84. I need to do this situation, 84, twice, 3 times, and then on the 4th time, I end up with 336. 4 times 84, 336. The 336 or the 12th moon ending in the 12th moon. 336 days. 28 times 12. Your alpha beta creation. Your AB creation, not your AC creation. 336 days go by. I'm just trying to set my phone up. My phone is not sitting forward on me. My iPad is slouching in the back. Let me see how I can straighten the iPad out, because you're looking at someone that seems like they're sitting down. Okay, we got everything set up really good. Back to the nose. The wolf, known to be with the 2 moons of Mars. Wolf equals to 56. And ironically, let me see where it is. Wolf, 56. Lamb, 28. The total is 84. 28 is 1/3 of 84, and 56 is 2/3. Therefore, we're going to have this on ice in things of 3, referring to the pigs now. Because things that refer to 3, the pig's pregnancy is 333. The movement of numbers are 333. The movement of this cube is 333, and it's a 3 cubed. Although it's a divided house, only when we come into it does it become a 3. And we come into it with the lunar moon, this over here, that encompasses the connection, okay, representing the wolf, the 2 moons, okay, the 2 moons of Mars, 2 moons of Mars, 1 moon of Earth. Now, this is the nose, and that's what it's going to represent. It's going to represent half, because in between 3 and 4, that is where your half is. It's explaining it right over here, how we get to that 84. This is going to be what 1/3 is. This is the cycle of our moon. This is how the cubic cycle works. When you work with 3, you work 3 times 120, okay, equals 360, times 3 equals 1,080 plus 360. In French, okay, you can do it both ways, but in French there's rules and regulations, right? There's rules and regulations. So we saw how everything came to number 28. Well, start to bite your nails, Daddy and Mummy, right? I got something to tell you, Daddy and Mummy. Guess what? Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? It's the 29th day. It's the 29th day, and I'm still talking. Daddy, Mummy, it's the 29th day, and I'm still talking. Oh my God, it's the 29th day. She's still talking. What do you think? Why are you still talking? Because there's no period at the end of a sentence. The sentence is 28 days. When I get to the 29th day, right, that is when the sentence begins. When February is that 29th day, meaning the insemination has received through the moon cycle, 5775, there was a connection. And it starts right here. When you breathe and you send that message right from your breath, the minute the egg meets the sperm, your breath sends out a message. And it takes a number of days to connect fully, okay, in the understanding and the passing on of that message. 77 and 77 and 7 days when it passes through the complete system. You need to get your receivers up to begin to build and receive the spirit within every breath you take. I do not believe, and over time, I believe it will come out of my work, that although the egg meets the sperm to build the body, the information center is not being built 100% by you, but by the air you breathe. By the air you breathe, okay, by the water you drink, okay, is going to be what happens inside of you. As well, what you eat yourself. But mostly the electronics, the air you breathe, if you're nervous, if you're not nervous. Your connectivity, okay, goes into full swing on the 92nd day. Now when we say swing, you're going back and forth. We also know that it's a stench under the armpits. Arm reverse is ram. You ever see the horns on a ram, the way they turn around? Right? If I take this horn here, right, that's going this way, when it comes out on the other end, it'll be going the opposite way, right? I got to come back this way, clockwise and counterclockwise. The ram is telling you two time ways, one going forward, one going backwards. And remember, because you're in this game, in this time, you go from what is 90 into 60, receiving and losing to what is the lunar moon and the two moons of Mars, or the wolf and the lamb, blowing the three little pigs' house down, but they couldn't blow the brick house down. What was going on? It must have been the brick or perhaps the fireplace. When you start to create bricks, okay, I think I'm off a little bit of the subject. I want to go on. I just want to go back for a second. What is a Bible? What is the true form of a Bible? I'm going to tell you what a Bible is, for me, for how I would call it a Bible, right? If I wanted to know about hockey, I'll pick up a book on instructions. Instructions, rules, and regulations. And we're going to put add-ons. Right? Because when you start to skate, right? When you start to skate, I just said hockey. Right? But it's not hockey, it's skating. But it begins to note that it's supposed to be a sport on ice. See, my numerology, right, is not the analytics of the zodiac. It's not your life path in general. I go beyond that. I am in the connection of how these numbers associate with each other in order for us to understand how our zodiac signs are lined up. And I do want to say that Capricorn is at 12 p.m. to 2 a.m. No, it's 12 a.m. to 2 a.m. There's 120 minutes, 120 seconds is what you get for a regular penalty, high sticking or hooking in hockey. High sticking or hooking in hockey. High sticking or hooking in hockey. You know what I like about basketball is they have a net. And when hockey, they have a net. In football, they have a net, right? The net in the NFL, but that's to stop the ball. That's just to stop the ball for whatever reason it is, right? They don't want to go it into the 12th player. Imagine that. In football, they call the fans the 12th player. Think about it. 11 on the field, they become the 12th player. 1 through 10 equals 55. 11 through 20 equals 155. Okay. How is everybody? Let me see if I have any questions over here. No, I do not. Let's see what I got here. Random access memory. Thank you for bringing that up. Somebody with a hard name to say. I go Sinnainina. So yes, random access memory, and all the other, they also have the GB, in which I did a little bit earlier. You can go win a big red sun, 2735. I don't remember where that was part of the video yesterday, because 27 and 35 are gonna, well, I'm gonna show it to you now that I said it. 14 and 15, 8 and 9 equals to 17, equals to 29, equals to 12, okay, equals to 28. Okay. Yeah, I mentioned the Capricorn because the Capricorn, like if we had to reset our time, if 12 o'clock, why is there a 12 o'clock a.m. in the middle of the night? So you can see already, right, that the day was split between the night and the day in time. Why? I don't know. But there's a numeric, a mathematical understanding to it, but I don't have it on me right now. So why do we start? So we're just, if we want to realign when we should have the beginning, when the new year should be, first of all, if time didn't exist, there is no new year. But there's a new year for our coming into this house. There is a new year when all of these elements were created. G and B is also 7 and 2, the house of bait. 3 times 6, 3 plus 6. That's where the beginning came in. The mirror came in, okay, on 4 and 5. And that's when the mirror began. It just so happens that the sun is 45. And I forget what 36 was. I forget which one of the words went to 36. It's just too bad. CF, it can stand for Celsius and Fahrenheit. I'm just going to do the mathematics of this. Is 18 and 9 equals 27, equals to 20 and 9 equals to 29. It becomes black and red. Just to note, the I and R are the only 2 alphabet letters in the 9th house. That the 9th house is sitting in the 5th position over here. It's 8 around 1 equaling to 9. There's 9 for every face. Only the R letter, 18, and the I letter, that splits up the division when you create this on a protractor, creating the division where it looks like the letter ace. 2 worlds connected to the letter M, 1000 or 13. The separation that comes in, filling the gap. And then what do you put? You put a crown on top of it to join it. Creating the letter R here and the letter R here, like this, creates this gap. See the way I don't go out any further than this, but I need to connect them? There's an alternative design to this, but this is what this is at the moment. So back to Capricorn. If Aries, they say, is the first, they say April 1st is supposed to be the beginning of the original new year, right? April 1st. Well, it's a day of communication because it's the 4th month, right? The 4th month, and it's the first day. We have to compare. It doesn't matter if there's lies. In the lies is the truth that we can reorganize because everything was moved in perfection. If I want to move the number 4, I'm going to go 4, 8, 12. Let me do it. Let me do it this way. Four, 8, 3, 7, 2, 6, 1, 5, 4. On the 10th one, why is 10, 4 part of communication? Because on the 10th one, okay, you're going to come back to 4. But on the 4th one, in between here and here, the 3rd and the 7th one over here, they're going to be a reflection of each other. 3 and 7, right? If you want to go with number 5, then it would be 5, 1, 6, 2, 7, 3, 8, 4, 9, 5. If we did it by number 5, let me see if we can hold this here, right? We have this over here. 5, 10, 15, 1 and 5, 6, 20, 2 and 0, 2. Okay, and this also is going to connect into the E world. 15, right? 15, 1 and 5 is 6. but the E world ends over here. This is everything that's inside of the E is right over here. There's different ways to look inside a letter, right? By using the number, it will tell you that. We can also go with number 5. And do this. 5, 14, 23, 32, 41, 5, 5, 5. This shifts the 5 around. We go down 4 and up 5 and down 4 and up 5 and down 4 and up 5 and down 4 and up 5. Well, take a look at that. We have 5 spaces and 4 empty spaces. Look at this one. We got 4 spaces, right? And 5 empty spaces. That's what 5, 4 does. That's the female. So when we do this over here by force, right? No, I did the 5s. Where's the 5s? Yes, I did the 5s. And we do the 5s, my 6 and 2, the doghouse. And it's ironic that these first 4 numbers over here, if I show you this and I flick it around, right? I don't want to see that you cheat. I show you 5 and 1 on one side. I show you 6 and 2 on the other side. You remember that 1 and the 2? The 1 and the 2, what is above is below. You see the way they change it, the 5 and the 1. First of all, in between counting 2 to 6, it equals to 20. There are 20 areas on the dartboard plus 2. Counting 1 to 5 equals to 15 for the 15 balls or darts. The vibration inside of here is 2, 3, 4. The one inside of here is 3, 4, 5. It's just a continuation. The 6 is the highest with the second lowest. The 5 is the second highest with the lowest. So the extremity of counting on 6 sides, when you pick the number 6, you will go 1 through 6, and that equals to 21. But you don't play that because one side is plugged in. You have 4 and 1. That's your connection, your 4-1 connection. Your 2-3 connection, what would be your 2-3 connection? I'll have to think about that. Thank you for asking. So we showed this over here. It just so happens that 51 is Mars, 26 is the game, or 62 is the cube. It's going good, Mr. Mrs. and Mr. Archive Hospital escapee, because there's always an accomplice. Whoa, hold on a second. Oh, I got to put myself to 3,000 likes. There we go. Yeah. You know, I saw somebody on today doing the TiCheConnectT, and they had 144 people, and her work was outstanding. I don't remember her name right now, but her work was outstanding. Her work was outstanding. I think if we all come together, right, I think we can build this up. We have to build this machine a little bit quicker. The conscience, imagine, the conscience machine. I'm a professional. I don't want to say this. I don't want to use this word. I once did a video where it said I was a professional human. And I learned yesterday, has anybody heard of, just give me a second. Black's Law Dictionary. Remember, Black's Law Dictionary. Blacks will now equal to what is 30. It depends what you want to do with black. There's 3 movements you can make. When you put the S onto black, which was 29, when you say blacks, because it's an add-on, you can now use the S as 19. You can also use the S as 10, and you can use the S as 1. It has 3 different plateaus. Yeah, if you want to come on as a guest, I don't know what happens. As a couple of people came on, they popped on, they disappeared. So one guest request. Yeah, just give me a minute about that. Let me just continue on explaining what I was doing. Then there's a lot of things. Another thing is that when you hear the word in the Bible where they said, I am God, I am, but they're not saying, are they saying I am who I am, or are they saying I'm and putting in the equation mark, right? The thing about I'm, right, and I am, okay, is that the A, let me just show you in the artwork. Here it is. The I divides everything right over here. You see the river, the V over here, it divides it. The I can also divide it this way, but it divides it in the H. You see the standing pole here and the standing pole here, that's the H. So they've now divided part of the I, they put a cross on it. The M is going to connect both the worlds between the valley, both pools, right? They take out of this pool and this pool. When they connect this together, you can see 44 facing each other. You can also put them back to back, but they come back to back when the I comes in. It fills the gap over here, and it'll make like an envelope over here. Now, I'm not sure if everything gets turned this way, and we end up looking like the angelfish when we come into life. But the setup is like this. And I talk about that because the 18th letter is R, where the one spirit comes into the heaven, where this one dot that you see over here, see that one dot? There's going to be 8 areas or 8 dots that go around it. So where were we next with this? What didn't I mention? Interruption, meditate. Inside meditate is I8, which is 9-8. Remember that. If I want to use it somewhere, you'll already know. We talked about the 2 cube and the 3 cube, where the 2 cube is 8 and the 3 cube is 27. When you put them all together, you reach the heart of this cube. You reach the heart of this cube. And the word, the difference between the father, the mother, and the brother. Would you like to know where the difference is between the father, the mother, and the brother? I'm going to write this down. If you can ask me some questions, you know, that I can answer, be more precise, I'm going to be more happy with myself, other than throwing out what I'm throwing out and not knowing who's grasping what straw, right? There's a difference between the A and the E, right? There's a difference of the expression and the understanding of the F letter and the A letter, all the letters, in fact. So just let me see 13 East, happy beast star. We have Julie 20, few can decipher. Few can decipher. Few can decipher. Few, many refuse, many don't take or participate in the deciphering. I am analyzing, and what comes through it might look or be understood as the decipher. Right? Is that correct, Julie? Let me look at the disk cipher. Yeah, they use cipher in the matrix. So now we would have to go back and analyze the matrix and see how they magically spoke the word, right? Where was I in here? So we all understood, like I want to show you, hold on a second. First, let's back things up. Okay, let's back things up. And it's all A, B, C, D, and that's it. We only need A and B. Because once we have A and B, we already know the opposite. A goes nowhere, it stays at home. Just like number 9. 9 times anything stays at home. 9 multiplied by anything stays at home. And 9 added to anything stays in its own home. Right? 5 and 9, okay, they interact with each other perfectly. Right? 5 and 9 interact with each other just perfectly. When we add up all these areas, 9 plus 8 by 7, 24. 6 plus 5 plus 4, 15. 15, O, 24x, we have the ox. 3, 2, 1, 6. 15 and 6, 21, we have the cube. 15, O, and here is 6F. OF, FO. So what do we have here? We have 13. And here we have 7. 1 and 3. What is, oh, my phone charger. Hold on, I need to plug it in. Okay. Hold on a second. Skylark. Okay, let me read that. Oh boy, I didn't even know my phone was all the way out to this. So I'm not sure if I'm going to get my hand gestures in the right angles. Just give me a minute. Yes, EXO. 66, 666 equals to fox. 45 equals to fox. So when I showed you this, I added them all up. They equal to a total of 21, this row here, and the total of 45, both the rows. This row is 6. With this row is 21. With this row is 45. This row and this row is 21. Call it the cube. The 6 sides of the cube, the 21 dots. We count this row and this row is 24 and 15, 39. 15 and 24 is the ox, the exo. The exo, I'm just trying to think something about the exo. X and O are 66. You know that Highway 66 was replaced by Highway 80. So let me go back a little bit. We spoke about the net, how we have a net in basketball. We call it the hoop, right? It hit the net or it hit the rim. We have to include that into our big puzzle. We also spoke about the Capricorn being at midnight. If we are going to realign the when is the new year, when is the actual new year? Well, if it was on April 1st, it's the day of communication, we would end, right? We would end on March 31st, right? March 31st. But, okay, we would end on March 31st, it would be 3-1, it would be 3-3-1. 3-3-1 or 6-1 or 3-4. Why? What I do is I'm just aligning the third month with the 31st day. But if it was a 28-day month, it would be 328. I'm not going to get into the mathematics and where that takes me. It's a little too much. I was talking about the rule books. That's where I'm going to go back to right now before I go on. Okay. Another thing is blackjack. Okay, thank you, Miss Watkins. I'm not sure which way you were going to go with that, right? Blackjack is blackjack 29 for black, and jack is 25 equals to 54. That'll be 54 for the sun, 54 for love. The IT system, 54 for vagini. You know vagini? The female sex organ, the feminine. The feminine, does that mean it's the maxi 10? masculine, masculine, feminine, masculine. Let me write that down. You know, when you're in line, it's L, 14, and this one is 12. Lin and Nin, 5 and 3. Yeah, it comes together. They do mathematically work themselves together. When we change the letters around between the N over here, I'm not getting the right picture. Between the N, right? Am I looking that? Am I spelling it right? Even if I'm not, the N is the 14th letter. The L is the 12th, 5 and 3. 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 is 1 and 2. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2. 1 leads into the other. That's number 1. Number 2, 66. 6 and 6 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. Perfect. 77. 7 and 7 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5 is perfect. So we show all the ways, right, that how we come back to the numbers and do those numbers that we did come together themselves. Yes, they do. 6 and 7 come together in the passing of this. 6 days of 28 or 7 days of 24. 4 times 21 or 3 times 28. Showing how the two numbers and the 7 and 6 come together. 7 related to what is Earth, 6 related to what is Mars. See this one over here, the 14 and the 12. This one is going to jump into the sun. This one over here, the IT system of the sun, the electronic sun. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4 will equal to 5 and 4. That will equal to what is 20 and 9. And that'll be 29. But what happens if... Now, I don't know if I want to get into this situation, but what happens... when the female completes 12 years and the male completes 13, right? What happens also is that 12 moons is a complete cubic cycle. It ends in this cube, right? But maybe they added the 13th moon for who we are. We overlap into the system. We bring in that lunar moon. We need an extra moon. We need 1 moon extra. Now this is a long haul to explain, and I'm trying to remember everything I'm talking about because there's so many connections. Remember, we cross over from here over to here. Now, if I make this in 3D, are there 3 areas, or is the third area because we cross over? And the minute we cross over, they now need a reflection of us. Here's the 2 worlds, world zone 1, zone 2. We are born in between the 2 bricks. We are born on the 180-degree plane in the coffin stake over here. Right? 6 sides of the coffin. The old coffins, if you look at them, 6 sides. Not 8, 6 sides. 6 sides for the communication.